welcome. You've joined us on Market Fatafat right here on ET Now. I'm Ashesha Advaryu. With me is Ankita Saxena, and this is a show where we discuss all the stocks that are buzzing in trade. And Ankita, markets have recovered in the last half an hour or so. We are just down about 80 odd points as we speak, but strong recovery that we've seen for the Indian markets in the last 1 hour.
Well, yes, Ashesha, we do see a recovery coming in, but we are actually below the 25,350 mark as of now. We have not been able to hold on to the gains that we saw coming in since Wednesday, the rally that we saw coming in. We would have closed up 1.5% for the week, but nonetheless, we have managed to recover. We are nonetheless in the red territory right now with cuts of 80 odd points on the Nifty, and as far as Nifty Bank is concerned, we have managed a small recovery on Nifty Bank as well, but nonetheless we are trading down with cuts of almost 228 odd points on Nifty Bank as well. But especially mentioned with the PSU pack, that has been holding the fort, and PSU banks this week have done very well, and they continue to do so. That is adding some legs to the rally coming in on the broader end of the market. Now, mid caps and small caps have continued their outperformance. PSU banking names are leading from the front. That is trading up almost 1.5% in trade. Names like Union Bank, UCO, PSB, Canara, all of these are trading with gains of 2+%. We have Nifty Energy also that's doing pretty well in today's trading session. On the losing side, we have the Nifty IT. Now, remember Nifty IT, we did see it do well after the FOMC rate cut, but now we see profit booking coming in on Nifty IT. Largely a net a decent day coming in, even though the advanced decline ratio right now is tilted in the favor of declines, Ashesha.
Indeed, so that's how the market setup is looking like at the moment. But let's get started and let's discuss all the stocks that are buzzing in trade. On the technical side, we are now joined by Kunal Shah, Senior Technical and Derivative Analyst at Mirae Asset Sharekhan. And from the research desk, Kanishka and Ravinder are joining us as always. But first up, let's put the spotlight on auto major Maruti Suzuki, and this is in focus on the back of a Citi report, because Citi has opened a 90-day positive catalyst watch on the stock with a buy rating. Very positive report coming in from Citi, where they say that price cuts on entry-level cars are much higher than what the GST rate cuts imply, and they're also suggesting that that Maruti has not only passed on the benefit of GST rate cut, but they've also lowered prices for select products. In fact, they say prices of certain entry-level cars have been much sharper, implying 18% cut for some models, and sharper price cut also indicates that management wants to boost volumes in the most price-sensitive segments. In fact, they say Maruti is their top pick from the auto sector. They've opened a 90-day positive catalyst watch in the stock with a buy rating, and in an otherwise tepid market, the stock is holding up with gains of nearly 0.7% as we speak.
Alright, it's Maruti Suzuki that's in focus on the back of that. But let's move on to the next counter. Kunal, you picked out Ajmera for us. Ajmera has been an outperformer as far as the realty pack is concerned. In fact, it's outdone the Nifty Realty Index as well. Do you see this upside momentum to continue? In fact, just today, a big spike up that's coming in on Ajmera. In the last, last half an hour or so, we're seeing a spike up of almost a big jump up that's coming in on the charts. If you see almost a 3% spike coming in, tell us, do you see this positive momentum to continue?
Yeah, I think good afternoon everyone. Firstly, yes, if you look at the Nifty Reality Index and if you look at the Ajmera chart, so there has been a clear-cut divergence where Ajmera is outperforming the Nifty Reality Index. So clear-cut, there is a relative strength. Ajmera in today's trading session has given us a multiple resistance breakout which was placed at 1020. That has been taken out with good volumes in today's trading session, and that opens up more upside for Ajmera from the current level. So that is a buy over here. The support on the downside is placed at 950 for the stock. Till the time 950 is not taken out, the view remains bullish, and we expect the stock to go towards a mark of 1180 to 1220 on the higher end.
1180 to 1220 is the level that you need to watch out for Ajmera Realty. That's sitting with gains of 3+%. But let's move on to the next counter that is in focus today, and that is Cohance Life Sciences. Now, shares of the counter declined nearly 2%. They're extending their loss for the third consecutive session today. Now, the promoter, Jismiral Holdings, sold an 8.9% stake in Cohance Life Sciences for 3,094 crore rupees via open market transaction and Jismiral Holdings sold approximately 3.41 lakh shares in the contract development and manufacturing firm at 109 rupees a piece, amounting to, like I mentioned, 3,000 odd crores. Now, at the end of the June quarter FY26, Just Mineral Holdings shareholding in the company stood at 66.41%. On the back of this stake sale, Cohance Life Sciences in focus. It declined 2% in trade, but it has recovered very smartly now. It has recovered almost from the day's lows, and it's now in the red, in the green, trading with gains of 0.4%.
Okay, so that's Cohance Life Sciences for you. The stock is holding up with gains of 0.4%. But another stock which is surging in an otherwise tepid market is Adani Power. In fact, the stock is soaring up 13% as we speak. Rabinder, tell us, what is the news flow? In fact, the entire Adani Group stocks are buzzing in trade today.
Well, yes, on Adani Power, Morgan Stanley has come out with a note, and they have initiated a coverage which overweight trading and target price rupees 818. Morgan Stanley forecast a capacity and EBITDA to rise approximately 2.5 times and 3 times by FY33 respectively, and new coal PPAs should improve investor confidence in the earning power. And Adani Power is a good illustration of a turnaround in India's corporate history with the resolution of most regulatory issues and multiple value accretive acquisition. They also highlighted that the Adani Power will deliver strong earnings growth, which is driven by completion of projects and more PPA wins in the medium term, and they forecast the market share to reach by 15% by FY32 with a 41.9 gigawatt portfolio. And they expect a 60 to 65% of its USD $27 billion capex for 23.7 gigawatt addition to be met through internal accruals. So back of this positive note, Adani Power is in focus, and the stock is up more than 13%, and stock is trading at over 1 year high intraday.
All right, Kunal, coming to you then, you've picked out Edelweiss for us on the charts. Tell us on the charts, what do you see for this particular counter? Again, a very strong buzzer in today's trading session. 3.92%, 29% gain that is coming in on Edelweiss. Tell us on the charts, do you see this breakout, and what are the levels that we need to watch out for?
Yeah, I think already Edelweiss has formed a very strong base on the lower end. Today we have seen volume-based buying above average volumes, and the stock has given us a breakout above this resistance zone of 120, currently trading at 119. So we expect this momentum to continue on the higher end for Edelweiss in the very short term. The support on the downside is placed at 110, and I'm expecting the stock to go towards 135, 140 in the very short term. So even Edelweiss looks very attractive as a buy candidate from the current levels.
So that looks attractive. That's the word coming in from Edelweiss Financial Services. But shifting focus to the railway and railway ancillary sector then, Texmaco Rail, Kanishka, again an order win, and what is the stock doing?
Absolutely. So another order win coming for Texmaco Rail. It has bagged a fresh order from Ultratech Cement this time. The company has secured an order worth 86.85 crore rupees for BCFC wagons and a brake van as well, with delivery scheduled by March 2026. Now, this latest order wins comes close on the heels of the last week's 129 crore contract from Rail Vikas Nigam for traction overhead equipment works in the Nagpur division. Now, these back-to-back order wins are keeping Texmaco in the spotlight, and today, on the back of the latest order win, the stock is up nearly 1%.
All right, that's Texmaco Rail buzzing on the back of that news flow. But Ashesha, you've picked out consumption stocks for us. Tell us what's the news flow on the consumption pack.
Indeed. So, Citi has come out with their India strategy report, and Citi believes that consumption is likely to pick up in the October to December quarter, and that is the reason. And of course, GST 22nd September is nearing, and that's when the GST reduction will come into effect, and that is the reason all of these consumption stocks continue to remain in focus. Now, Citi says that they are expecting consumption to pick up in the October to December quarter. Progress on tariffs could lead to upside in Indian markets. In fact, they've raised their target price to 27,600 for September 2026, which is 12 months from now, versus their earlier target price of 26,700. But the entire consumption basket in focus on the back of two news pieces. One, as I mentioned, on the back of the Citi report, and second also because the September 22nd date is nearing, and that's when lower GST rates will come into effect, and all of these consumption stocks and their earnings are likely to gain momentum going forward on the back of that.
All right, so the entire consumption pack is in focus on the back of that note from Citi. But Kunal, you've picked out Anantraj for us, another high momentum stock that you've picked out for us. In the last 5 days itself, it has moved up 11%. In fact, in today's trading session also, it's trading up 7%. What are the levels to watch out for on this counter?
Yeah, I think Anantraj has been trading in above average volumes since the past 4 to 5 trading sessions. So that's a clean breakout on the stock with volumes. The immediate next target for the stock on the higher end is 660, and once we take out that level on the higher end, the next target comes directly to 740 on the higher end. I think a good upside from the current levels. On the technical terms, there's a small pennant pattern, bullish pennant pattern breakout, which has happened in today's trading session. That will push the momentum higher. The support for the stock now lies at 580 on the downside.
Buzzes in trade either on the back of news flow or on the back of technicals. Let's get going with all the stocks then. Bajaj Consumer is a name that is in focus on the back of a note by Antique. Now, Antique has come out with a note and they're maintaining a buy call on Bajaj Consumers with the target price of 325. They feel that the refocus on core is likely to aid recovery for the company. The company plans to get back in the reckoning under the new management, and the ADHO focus should aid the convergence to industry level profitability, and the coconut oil expansion would be geography focused, and the revenue earnings CAGR is likely to be of 11% and 18% respectively during FY25 to 28. Now, on the back of that, they're maintaining a buy call. Even though the stock, we did see that spike up coming in the stock, it has given up all those gains, has turned absolutely flat right now. In fact, FMCG is reeling under pressure. Bajaj Consumer is also trading flat in the red territory right now with cuts of 0.05%.
Okay, so that's Bajaj Consumer for you, but let's also put the spotlight on the entire alcohol beverage industry then, and JM Financial, I believe, has come out with an initiating coverage report on this. Rabinder, tell us more. What does JM Financial have to say on this entire sector?
Well, yes, JM Financial has come out with a note on the alcohol beverage sector where they said that the India's alcoholic beverages are large and a compelling opportunity, and JM believe that the sharp correction due to adverse regulatory issues should be used an opportunity to add this stock, and opportunity size makes India a key growth engine for the global majors. They also highlighted that they expect sales for the alcoholic beverages company to grow CAGR of 12% over FY25 to 28, and they see headroom for margin expansion across players in the alcoholic beverages company, factoring EBITDA and PAT CAGR of 17%, 20% for the alcohol beverages company for FY25 to 28, and they have for Radico Khaitan they have initiated a coverage with buy rating and target price rupees 3,550, and for United Spirit they have initiated coverage with ad rating with target price rupees 1475, and for United Breweries they have started coverage with ad rating and target price rupees 1990. So back of this note from the JM Financial, alcohol stock is in focus.
Alright, so the Alcobev counters are in focus on the back of that note, but let's move on to the next counter that's Kunal has picked out for us. He picked out GMR Airport for us. On the charts, what do you see? This is again a counter that is doing very well today, trading with gains of 1.5+%. In fact, in the last 5 odd days, it is trading up 6%. You picked out a lot of momentum stocks for now, Kunal. Tell us, do you see this momentum to continue?
I think right now you can see that the mid-cap and the small-cap markets have been buzzing, and that is where we are seeing the outperformance, and that's where JMR Airport stands as well. So the stock has been forming a heart of high bottom formations on the technical charts, and the recent swing low what it had made around the mark of 85, that will act as a very strong support for the stock. There has been volume-based buying at the lower levels, and a fresh breakout has occurred. So we can expect the stock to go in the very near-term to short-term perspective. The all-time high, if you look for JMR Airport, is 122, and I'm expecting at least the first target on the upside to be 110, and second it could be 120 on the higher end. So it looks a very good setup on technical charts, ready to go towards its all-time high level.